So Kevin Stefanski made it official. Sanders will start against the 49ers Sunday at home.
Shedeur will start this week. Obviously, you know, number one job of quarterback is to win. So excited to get that first win under his belt. And then next thing is improvement. And that's what young players do. Certainly young quarterbacks do. You get one game better, and that's just from working at it. So that'll be our focus. First start for any young quarterback, you're always going to make sure that the operation is how you want it. And I thought by and large was good. There's things that we can clean up. And obviously that goes on all of us. That's coaches, that's the players, the quarterback, where we can clean up some of our operation. But I thought communication was really good throughout the day with him. And then, like you mentioned, the big plays down the field. Obviously that first one to IB was very, very high degree of difficulty with that play. Are there things that he can do better? Absolutely. We've already talked about that with him. He has the mentality that he will, make the adjustments to the speed of the game, make the adjustments to what people are giving us to make those improvements.
There's a lot was made about the run after catch that some of the guys had. That's because of his accuracy. That's because of getting the guy the ball on time in a place where he can catch it and do something with it.
Well, yeah, the best thing that I thought Kevin said there is that the winning's got to mean something. So, I stick to my guns, and I really like both of these kids. But I've said this about Dylan in his last couple starts. He hasn't been super impactful. Now, a lot of people have said he's played terrible. I'll show you lots of film where he didn't play terrible, but he didn't play impactful. Shedeur is very impactful this week, and for me, I always say winning's the most important thing. So he did have an interception. He did do some things. He only completed 11 passes. All those things that people want to say. Bottom line is they won. And if you have a winning quarterback, that's how you get to the playoffs. That's how things move forward. So I like the idea of starting him, especially after a win. If you're evaluating, but winning's still the most important thing, that's what you're saying to your team right now. Because whether Kevin likes Dylan or whoever it is, Shedeur won, and he looked pretty solid in doing it. He made some good plays down the field. Obviously, there's room for improvement, but I have to agree with the call just because of how stagnant the offense was, and how much he made other guys play better when he was a quarterback, and And the thing is, like what he said, no, the NFL is not fair. So whether you like it or not, it's not fair, and I think it's the right call. We'll see what happens moving forward, but I think the young man had a pretty solid first start.
And again, Kevin Stefanski non-committal beyond the 49ers. Shedeur starting against 49ers. This is interesting as well. This is from ESPN's research. Shedeur Sanders averaged 10.5 yards per attempt, highest mark by any quarterback in their first career start since Jared Stidham back in 22. It's the highest mark for a Browns QB in their first career start since 05, Charlie Fry. Again, he threw the ball downfield more, made a couple of plays. Just make plays when they're there. I guess that's the thing.
Well, and I said before the game started, this might be a game where he has to hand the ball off, and people are saying we got to let him cook. And once again, if winning's the ultimate goal, and it was, then you run the ball, you do what you have to do. And this is a week where the defense absolutely controlled the line of scrimmage. They were not going to go 80 yards, not even one time against this defense. So I thought they did a good job of punting the ball, making sure there was only one turnover that really cost them, in my opinion. He protected the ball pretty well, but again. It's just like everybody says, well, he threw the ball 7-8 yards to Sampson in the flat. That's all a part of football. You take the goods with the bads. And, I've been very critical of these guys, but that's a really good throw. And the swing pass is not that easy. And as you said, he put it in a spot where Sampson could really catch the ball and run with it. And that's important. And that's one of his great strengths. So, again, everything ties into it. I don't want to hear about the guys run after catch. That's part of it. Yes, they ran after catch, but he threw catchable balls. They played with great energy and passion, and sometimes that's just what it takes. And football's a team sport, and once in a while, some guys just have better days than others. And I thought Shedeur, for his first start and all the pressure, did a nice job, and we'll see what happens against a better defense. But again, with more work, we'll see how it goes.